What's up, everybody? Trip Smith here, and in this video we're finally going to get to put the boat in the water since we put the new motor on her. We went from a 30 horsepower outboard to a 60, so I think she's gonna pick up a little bit in the speed category. We just want to test her out because we have a pretty big trip coming up next week, a 100+ mile trip here on the skiff. So we got to get her in the water. Little maybe not problem, but a little yeah, I guess problem, issue, little hurdle, little challenge. Yeah, let's call it a challenge. Guys, you can see I walked down here to the boat ramp. It's pretty foggy. It's actually, I think the fog is starting to lift a little bit because I can kind of see the shoreline over there. It's not but a few hundred yards across there, but it's pretty darn foggy. That's okay, we can still make it work. We have to break in the motor today because it's brand new, never been ran, other than just being cranked up when it was put on at the shop. But so we have to just run it in a special way. That's part of what we're doing today. We're also going to test a few different things on the boat, weather willing, but I think the weather's going to improve. But it is like 11:20, so I don't know why. It's still foggy out here, but it is. But I do need to break my fast. I haven't eaten since, like, what was it, 4 o'clock yesterday. So it's a pretty good while I've been fasting, but I've got me 8 eggs and some sausage here. All right, let's wait for the weather. Let's just finish my breakfast, then we can putt around here and stuff. We ain't gonna be skint back in the fog like that. You know what, I wasn't really thinking this launch through. This is my best boat handling. I think I do better than this. I forgot the safety chain on the trailer, and it's not really the best spot to tie up, but let's just hurry. There's no one else here.
Sorry, move this way, then that was not going to crowd it.
She's alive. Well, it said it was going to be cloudy today, but it didn't say it was going to be cloudy at sea level. Man. Whatever, you got to make it happen when you can make it happen. This kind of sucks in a way, but I'm glad to be here. All right, it's 12 o'clock noon, so I read up on exactly how to break this thing in. So for the first hour, you have to just run anywhere between idle and half throttle. Then for the second hour, you run anywhere between idle and 3/4 throttle while running it, I think, 10 times at wide open throttle for no more than 1 minute. I think that's right. That's what we're gonna do anyway. I guess, if we can find somewhere to run wide open. I guess I'm gonna have to get my GPS out, which I was gonna do anyway to practice for next week when navigating. So we're definitely gonna need it today. You should lose track of your timing. Inside me. Down in the aisles, down in the aisles. It's on. Yes. Motor's nice and quiet. Running good and smooth. As should be expected by a new Mercury. It was raining on me this morning, so the boat's got some road grime and stuff on it, especially the motor, and it's black, and I like things to be clean, so I'm a little depressed that it doesn't look its beautifulest. It's most beautiful. It doesn't look its best. And I forgot my sponge or chamois thing that I wiped the boat down with. I'm a stickler for keeping my boat clean. And I would have already had the sucker wiped down, but you guys probably can't tell it, but there's a little bit of uncleanliness on her, but she's still better than most. Oh, we got it. All right, we got to agree we're not going to hold them liable. Dang, I can barely see that joker. We got to fix that. We got to watch for boats too. Golly. Here we go. I found the brightness. Oh yeah, crank it, baby. Now we're talking. Now we can see where we're going. Oh look, it says we're Wait, let's see here. Let me get out of this. Look at this. It says we're like to the right of these markers. There's the red, there's the green. So maybe, oh boy, we're not exactly accurate today, huh? It's just, we're off by about, I don't know, 60 feet. Just what we need on a nice foggy day. Let's see if the next ones line up. So we got our 2 markers. Okay, these look closer. That looks a little better. That's a cool shot right there. All right, we're about to open her up a little bit. See what she'll do. But for the first hour, we can't run over half throttle. But that's okay, because it's not going to take much to get it going as fast as we need to go. From where I sit right now, I don't see me needing full throttle much at all, but who knows, I may get a little comfortable and she may have to be skint back a little more than I think. It depends on how it feels when it's running wide open. This is a smallish boat, 17 foot 3 inches, with a 60 horsepower and a tiller, so you know. The sun is trying to peek through, but I just don't know if it's gonna make it today. I don't know. I mean, it's midday and it's still foggy as crap. Okay, so we're doing 30 mile an hour at next to no throttle. I mean, it feels like it. We're flying. We're not giving us any gas. All right, we gotta get up to the pass up here. Man, there ain't many idiots out here. So right now I'm kind of cruising around these canals in Bay Point here in Panama City, and look up, and we got some blue sky. So hopefully we'll go back out into Grand Lagoon, and maybe the fog will be lifted. I don't know, it just seems like, I don't know, it seems so perfect in here. How could it be foggy out there? Because we're not that far. And it's been about an hour, so it's gonna be time to open her up to 3/4 throttle, and we gonna fly. And we also gotta test an anchor, and I have to test my little tent setup. I kind of got into the moment. I just started cruising this canal, and I turned the radio on, and you know, I kind of got in the moment, so I kind of lost track of things. But I got things I need to be doing other than just cruising. But it's good just to cruise a little bit, you know. It's been a while since I've just sat back and cruised. Man, and the sun's out. It feels like summertime. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm a little happy. It's been cold and wintry and wet and rainy and windy for a while. And this is the weather that I live for. It looks like the fog bank is moving out. I can still see it in some areas. Like there's a few buildings out there that are covered and some that aren't. So still some fog, but at least we can get out here and we can run her now. See what she'll do at 3/4 throttle, wherever that is on this little twisty thing. We're just gonna run her. Oh yeah, we can go wide open. Okay, we can run wide open for like a minute. Oh wow. Usually you can see Shell Island. Oh, this is crazy. So usually right there you can see Shell Island. It's not far at all. Let's cruise over there to it and we'll see, we'll like enter the bank, the fog bank. It's pretty neat. Whoa, huge barge right there. Just inside the bank. Wow, oh, temps just changed. Moisture level just rose a ton as we're entering into the fog bank. Sweet. Look where we just came from, was just clear. It's pretty cool. Like it was just right there, a few hundred yards back, it was clear, 100% clear. And you come into this, just solid fog bank. Or not solid, but you know, foggy over here. See it? That's pretty wild. It's a quick transition. It could be dangerous. If it came up on you, you weren't ready. All right, so I've got a new anchor to test. Let's get her out, see what she'll do. Let's put you right here. Maybe. Look at this joker. It's a plow anchor, but it's like a poly or plastic type material. So I can put it in the boat and it doesn't like bounce around and scratch up stuff, make a lot of noise, and it's only like 3.3 pounds. So let's see how good she holds. It's supposed to be pretty good. I've had an anchor that was this same design years ago on my sailboat, and it was nice. Oh my gosh, it dug right in. Literally just didn't even travel the length of the anchor and it dug in. That's what we're talking about. That's the kind of anchor we need. Oh, a little bit chilly, a little chilly. All right though. First, let's put a little pressure on it. Put a shove. Tighten up. See how she's holding. Oh, decent. It did break loose though. See if it resets. Oh, reset. That's good. We are in kind of a slightly grassy bottom, and you know, anchors like super soft sand. So it's doing pretty good. So I'm playing with the anchor. It's holding so-so. I mean, whenever I really push on the boat and stuff like that, it wants to drag or a little bit, but I mean, it stays set. You guys can see this little, I don't know if you guys can see the little line I've plowed in the sand. I don't know. I do know one thing. Looks like the fog bank is coming back through the trees here. We could be, it's crazy how it's just like a wall. It's like, I guess like a cold front and a warm front. Like, I don't know. I'm in the warm front, or that's the warm front. I don't know, something. But there's definitely a difference between here and where the fog is. Not only the fog, but the temperature and the humidity and all that stuff. I need to learn about that. Make a note. So I'm sitting here learning about my Simrad and the navigation on it because I haven't really played with it too much, but I like it. I just found my today's activity or the history of today's cruise. It's not focusing the greatest. Come on. Well, anyhow, the duration, we were cruising for 2 hours and 4 minutes. We went 9.25 miles. Our average speed was 5.47 mile an hour. Our max speed was 38.55. It has fuel used and fuel economy. If we want, we can get some sort of special little, I don't know, something that goes on the motor that connects to this and will give us all that information. That might be useful. But this is all pretty nice. Let's see here. All right, and you can like start a trip and stuff like that. So we'll know that for next time. But here's our history. Kind of shows where we've been, our track and everything. Pretty neat, pretty cool. So it's good for me to learn all this stuff because, you know, when I'm doing these bigger trips and going to the Florida Keys, I want to use this more because in my last trips, I've never used a GPS or anything. I've just used paper maps and just kind of had an idea of where I was going in my head and just kind of knew where to go. Didn't have waypoints or anything like that. But with this, I can do that and track my mileage and stuff like that. So it'll be a little more fun to do that and useful at times, especially like, what if it was foggy, you know? I know that might be a rare occurrence, but sometimes, you know, you may end up with a day where there may be a little bit of fog and you may need something like this. So I need to know how to use it. So something else I need to be prepared for on my next trip is sleeping on board the boat, because I'm going to have that option, and I probably will take that option most times because it's just easy. Everything, all my gear stays on the boat. Don't have to unpack much, and nothing gets dirty. Everything's clean. It's kind of enjoyable. If you guys have been following my Instagram story, you've seen maybe what my little setup's going to look like, but I made like a cargo net, got a little bivy tent to put up here, so let's go ahead and set that up and see what she looks like. The sun's killing us. These are the two components of my shelter system. A bivy and a kind of cargo net supporting thing. You'll see. I almost finished the time lapse before the camera fell in the water. Look at that. This is not the coolest thing you've ever seen. Probably not, but it's close. From skiff to yacht in just a few minutes, y'all. Come on. Basically a condo on the water now. Alright, let's see if I can film me getting in here. I got my air mattress and stuff that'll go inside here with me. This is just a little trial run, so, but I'm a little wet. Check it out. See, I got my cargo net here. Hold my feet up. There you go. I like it a lot. I think it's going to work pretty well. Keep me dry. I can stay on the boat, and it'll also keep me cool because I can just close up just the bug net layer and stuff. So it's going to be a pretty nice little rendition. This is a Gear Top Bivy 2, something like that. I'll leave a link to it below in the description. This is some of the other gear that I use. I do like my little homemade cargo net deal I've got kind of strung up here. I think it's going to work well. I mean, it doesn't have to be like super strong or anything because it's just my feet that are on it pretty much. I've got my cooler to support most of the weight, so simple. Thought of that all by my lonesome, y'all. Hot diggity dog. We're ready. We're ready. Oh man, just hope it's not foggy when we start our 100-mile trip. That'll be quite an adventure, right? Especially if we're gonna do like 50 or so miles out in the Gulf. Yeah, I don't know. Cross that bridge when we get there, all right? This is gonna be a good setup for a number of reasons. You know, it's on the boat, everything stays nice and clean. I can still stay dry. I'm pretty much out of most of the water, so I'll never be sitting in water, right? And I can still operate the boat, like if it gets rough at night or something, you know, the boat is still operable in this mode, but in the other stuff I tried in the past where I kind of slept on this back deck, you know, the boat is kind of operable, but I had a poncho and stuff over this. So right now, I mean, technically, I could cruise with it just like this if I wanted to, you know, only if you have to, you do that. The only thing is this hatch, but I could definitely crack the hatch and still get in there with stuff that I needed. But I'm looking forward to using the setup. I think it's gonna work well, and I'll give you guys a little more in-depth kind of walk through this, maybe even its own dedicated video sometime in the future. Okay, let me kind of use it and get some of the kinks out, or just see if there are any kinks. But right now it's I don't know, it seems pretty well. It seems like it's, I don't know, not much I would change right now. I still have a few other tweaks that I haven't done for a proper setup, but I'll share that with you all in the future in another video. All right, I'm gonna break her down. It's almost 3 o'clock. We'll do a little bit more cruising, and it's about, I don't know, see what else we might could get into. I don't know, I kind of have to get home. But I'm glad I got to come do this today. So far, so good. Oh yeah, check out the webbing. It's old sailingandsuch.com webbing. Pretty cool. Buddy of mine made that for me, Tim Russell. Thanks, Tim. I finally found a good use for this webbing. It's really good too. Y'all like that, don't you? I sewed that myself. Took a while. That's a lot of little stitches there, a lot of little joints. All right, well, I did a few more speed runs out on some flat water. I think I got like 41 out of her, so pretty good. I mean, it's pretty fast for a little 17-foot boat. But, you know, surprisingly, it was comfortable. But hey, y'all, I want to thank y'all for watching the video. We got some things checked off the list today, so we're pretty much ready for our big trip in a week. So I look forward to sharing that one with y'all whenever it comes out. But stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Take care, get out there, and God bless.